working together. That's how I look at when you're talking about becoming rich. I'm operating under one God. I'm operating on a defense level where God has my back and he's shielding me. And when I go to this next level, nobody gonna stop me. Man can't stop me. I'm walking in a purpose. And I remember a time that I was too scared. I couldn't talk about my success because I felt like I was going to lose my peers. I felt like I was going to lose my supporters. I felt like I wasn't fitting in. And I'm okay with talking. I'm okay with saying I became a millionaire. I'm not a self-made millionaire. I'm a God-made millionaire. And I didn't do this alone. I did this with my husband. Some people ain't going to tell you how they got there. They're not going to tell you. My mom and dad was not a millionaire. I didn't wake up just having it all. If you look at my flyer, I said you can have it all. You just got to believe. And I believe, and I started thinking rich. Money started falling in my account. I said, Jason, am I a millionaire yet? He said, you a millionaire. He said, you a millionaire. Let me separate this because I don't think y'all understand. I think Instagram, y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think this a joke. You know how you marry and you won, and you may be a millionaire together because you got your husband. My husband was a millionaire before me. I wanted something for myself, and I wanted to become a millionaire by myself, right? So when I say I'm a millionaire by myself. I did this on my own. Women, we can do it. We can have it all. We can go to a level where it's priceless. When I became a serial entrepreneur, I'm doing all type of things. It's no cap. God told me no cap. It's no cap. I can make as much. I can ask for as much. I can do what I want to do and have fun and still make money. My next thing, I'm getting a yacht. If I want to get another house, I can do that. If I want another car, it'll happen. It's just about material thing. If I want a better spiritual level with God, that can happen. If I want to pray more, I can do that. If I ask my husband, y'all, I'm very spoiled. I remember a time I didn't want to say I was spoiled because I wasn't walking in a submissive stage with my husband. I was very bull-like. I was like, I'm not spoiled. I'm paying the bills just like you. It was the operation of my mind and how I was thinking because my daddy was a strong provider. When I seen him working 12 hours, I always thought that's the level. That's how I supposed to work. My daddy inspired me, so when I got married, I thought I supposed to be the bull too. And I realized I wasn't listening to my husband, and I realized I was losing my husband, and I realized he was about to leave me. And it's not the fact he was physically about to leave me, his mind was leaving me. And then when your husband mind leaving you, the sex be off, the vibe be off, y'all don't groove like y'all used to, the connection, the touch. And y'all know I operate in transparency, so it's nothing for me to talk sex. It's nothing. It's nothing. You gotta realize you gotta invest in your marriage. The kiss gotta be right. The touch gotta be right. And when I realized I was kissing him and something wasn't right, baby, I'm a Scorpio. I said something ain't right. I need him tingling between his legs, and I need to be tingling too. So we need to get it back right. I started checking on myself. I said, let me get myself right. Let me make sure that I'm operating in the spirit of submission, because a lot of times women run away from that because they so used to being independent. They have to work hard to get what they want, and men don't present themselves where you can be able to submit themselves. But what you do when they present themselves right and you are wrong, are you willing to change yourself? Are you willing to get on your knees and ask God to change you? Are you willing to ask God to forgive you for how you treated this man? I don't think so. I don't think y'all realize I was unsubmissive for 10 years. But Just like God gave me a reality show in 3 days, he can heal me and allow me to keep my husband. And baby, when I started operating in submission, the sex was right, the kiss was right, everything about us, it started moving. I said, baby, I don't want to renew my vows, I want to redo my vows. Let me do it one more time, baby. Let me kiss you one more time. Let me say I do one more time. Because I'm sorry. I'm sorry for hurting you. I'm sorry for causing so much pain. But in this submission I had with my husband, I started realizing the enemy now can attack your marriage. So I'm submitting, we walking in our purpose. The devil tried to say, oh, now your husband gonna control you. Now you don't have a voice. Ladies, that's a lie. You always have a voice. You always have a voice in yourself. Just because you're make it protective doesn't mean that he's controlling. You got to listen to them, because you'll start getting a pull. So when I was submissive and I started thinking rich, and I started going to another level, the pull became stronger. People around me wasn't good, so he was trying to tell me, and I began to listen to him, and I started realizing what was going on around me. So y'all know I could talk all day, but I wanted you guys to walk in my life, and just imagine we on this trail and it's rocks. We gotta climb hills. We slip. We feel alone. You get tired. You run a little. You slow down a little. You on this trail. Then you gotta climb a mountain. Then you gotta get down from the mountain. That's how life feels sometimes. And I'm here to tell you that you just keep on walking. You just keep on scribing, sister girl. You just keep on scribing, male, strong male. You are. You take care of that child. You are a good father. You are a good mother. You are not less than her. You are not less than him. You can do it. You can get that promotion. You can become a serial entrepreneur. You can get that car. You can get out of that situation. You can get out of that bad relationship. You are not living in the devil's purpose. You're living in your purpose, and you're living and you following God. Let me tell you something. It's some women going through some things on this live that need to be delivered. And I'm here to tell you, you are now. You are now. After listening to me, because y'all already, if you listen to me, you're winning. It's somebody on my live just got delivered. And I'm telling you, I helped somebody. Because I'm not speaking, y'all remember, it's not about me. It's about God. And I'm speaking from a whole different, I'm speaking from my spirit. I'm speaking from somebody just got delivered. And I'm telling you, they probably running around the house right now on their knees because somebody on this line. To me, that's all I needed. Somebody just got delivered. I feel it. And when you watch my show, I want you guys to think about where you are and what you're trying to become, and realize you can have it all. You can have whatever you put your mind to. And before I leave, I really wanted to say this because I'm finna pull up at my tax business. I got a tax business in Belsma. I got a tax business in Roebuck and also Jasper. So we are live in action. I have a lot of people I do taxes for, and I do taxes all around the world. And I'm good at what I do in my team. I wanted to leave you guys with this. This finna, y'all, this finna get y'all, okay? I know y'all gotta work. This one finna get y'all. I did not realize that I was cursed. A curse got put on me when the devil was telling me to shut up, I started realizing something that was holding me back. And I was walking in unforgiveness. A lot of you guys don't realize walking in unforgiveness, literally that can be where somebody else have cursed you to not forgive. Not forgiving can hold your life up where you're not moving and you're not making the money that you should make. It will literally stop you from being successful. Rich is not just the physical money. It's the mindset, the physical money and spiritual connection. And when I wasn't walking in forgiveness, I was hindering myself. Some of you guys on this live is not walking in forgiveness. And one thing you're going to realize on my show, how Charnita is not cursed anymore. The devil can curse you where he think he got you, and if you don't pray that thing off you, you'll go along with it, and you'll still be operating in unforgiveness. And I'm talking about that person that raped you. I'm talking about that dad that you feel like wasn't there. Let's go deeper. I'm talking about that mom that you feel like wasn't there. I'm talking about that mom that's jealous of you yesterday and still jealous of you today. I'm talking about that person that stole from you. I'm talking about that person that you think stole your dream. I'm talking about all this deep stuff that's going on in your life where you feel like you cannot forgive that person. That's the thing that can hold you back. I'm talking about that husband that used to beat you. I'm talking about your children that turned against you. I'm talking about that deep stuff. It's some people on here that got raped, touched, and those secret conversations where that uncle, that auntie, and touch you in ways that you should have never been touched. And we don't talk that transparency because we scared. I'm talking about that husband that raped you. Come on now. I'm talking about y'all. Yeah, I'm talking about you not believing in yourself and not forgiving yourself. You can't touch your husband. You cannot be intimate with your husband or your mate because of the things that happened to you. When I started thinking rich, I realized the curse that the devil thought he had on my life, and I had to be delivered. Y'all, I walk in forgiveness. I forgive. So when I said that this person on this live got delivered, that's what I'm talking about. They're delivered the same thing, the same way I got delivered. It's finna happen. And how my show got picked up in 3 days, somebody just got delivered in a couple of minutes since I've been on this live. God controls time, not you. You heard that? I'm gonna say that again. Woo! Y'all, I'm about to pull up at y'all. I'm finna say that again. I'm finna get off this live. I'm not finna do this today. God control your time, not you. We too busy trying to control time, and we not operating in God's time. Okay? Stop trying to control the timing that God has over your life, because you don't even know, sister. It's already happening. It's already happening. It's already happened. I want a husband, Charnita. I want to be great. I feel like, woo, y'all know I'm a life coach. I just feel like, Charnita, I can't get ahead. Why I can't have what Charnita have? Why I don't have the strength? Why I can't have what my mama a nurse, but I'm a stripper and I want to do better, and I'm tired of dancing on a pole. I'm tired of Charnita selling my body. Charnita, I want to be more. I want to have a purpose. Charnita, I'm tired of having sex and going up to hotels and doing things that I feel like I'm not worthy of. Charnita, I don't have an education where I could go get a corporate job. I'm talking about some real stuff, guys. When you see this reality show, I'm talking some stuff that y'all too scared to talk about. Because by the time these people, you got to realize, Charnita, why when people find a guy that they don't want to show, they don't want to tell, but look how much they struggle trying to get to where they're trying to go, it becomes selfish. But You got somebody called Charnita Horton. Charnita's word that don't mind telling y'all how I did it. They don't mind teaching a tax class. They don't mind being a certified life coach and a certified business coach. How to get a grant for your business. How to get a loan for your business. Telling you how I bought my first mansion. How I got 3 properties. How I got a downtown building. How I moved from one location to another. How I furnished my business. Come on now. You can't have it all, sister girl. You can't have it all. You just got to believe. And you got to trust in yourself. Watch Charnita's World. Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all, I love y'all and support the movement. God told me my next motivational speaking is going to be sold out. It's happening. I have not came on Instagram to really just show you guys what God has been putting in my spirit to speak to the people. If I feel it, you're going to feel it. If you touch me, if I touch you, we're going to win. Watch Nubian. I love you guys. Tune in. Watch everything that we do in this movement because it's on another level. You can't have it all. Push the button. Think rich. Love you guys. Hey. Oh, so many people came on. Thank y'all. I wanted to say hey to everybody because I was like feeling myself. Oh, the green hearts. Come on, green. Come on, money green. Yes, say a word this morning. I did not want to go and not say hey to you guys. And thank you for supporting me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, I'm excited about Charnita's World. Can't wait till Friday. Yes. Download that app. We got some big announcements coming. WHENTAYTALK. Yes, girl. It was him. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. I do not want to go without shouting out the people that support me. My pastor preached a good service this past Sunday. And the message was, it was him. Thank you, Lord. Yes. Oh, my gosh, man. It sounds like somebody got delivered on this message. Yes, especially here in Alabama. It's not a lot of people that try to help you. True. I thank you for sharing your blueprint. Many won't because they don't want you to have what they have. Yes. And you can't have what I have. You got your own half. How about that? Your half is your half, and my half is my half. You can't have what I have. But it's nothing wrong with telling people the blueprint because my purpose is not your purpose, and I'm walking in mine. I just want to let you guys know. I'm just saying good morning, okay? Hey, guys. Y'all been so great. Y'all been so great. Yeah.